Hello, everyone. I'm Jeffrey Wolt, Editor-in-Chief of Chain Drug Review and Mass Market Retailers. Today, I'm here with two special guests to talk about an important upcoming industry event. In December, the Emerson Group, Drugstore News, and Chain Drug Review are coming together to honor NACDS on the occasion of its 90th anniversary. And today, to talk a little bit about that, I have Scott Emerson, founder and CEO of the Emerson Group, and Lisa Paley, who is president of the North American division of Haleon, with us. And they both are playing key roles in this celebration. Scott, maybe we could begin with you, and you could tell us just what to expect on the evening of December 13th here in New York City at the Ziegfeld Theater, where we will have the celebration.
All right. Well, thank you, Jeffrey. And hello, Lisa. And, I wanted to build an event that celebrates the 90-year anniversary of NACDS, the retailers, the events, the people that has really framed our industry where it's at today. From Sam Walton to Amazon and even Kmart. In 1995, Kmart was the largest retailer in the U.S. Just to add here, the role of Chain Drug Review, Drugstore News, and MMR working together to what I believe will be the largest industry event that we've seen in our history. I think we're expecting just under 1,000 people, and I'm really excited and really looking forward to it.
Lisa, Haleon stepped up as the platinum sponsor for the event. Maybe you could tell us what motivated you to do that.
Well, we consider it a privilege to be able to do this, honestly, and greetings, Scott, great to see you as well, and Jeff. I think, this is an industry celebration, as Scott alluded to, and you really can't miss an opportunity that's only going to come through, once in the time that you have on your clock in a career to help make a difference. So we really wanted to acknowledge that 90th year, help the celebration. We know this is going to have a big impact. And it's very rare, that you find an organization that can endure those 90 years, and not only endure, but really thrive. And so we think this is worth putting an exclamation point on and making a big deal about. And we think that, with the respect that NACDS has in the industry and the way that this industry rallies together when we need to, we thought this was going to be a really special occasion.
Scott, as both you and Lisa have indicated, NACDS is critical to our industry. Maybe you could talk a little bit about how you see its role today, both in the drugstore business, but also in the broader retail and healthcare spaces, and also how that role has evolved over the years.
When I think about it, I think I've been to like 34 TSCs and 31 NACDS annual. And what it has done, it brings together retailers and manufacturers and service providers, and just help. And it's a platform for us to grow our businesses together, know each other personally, and build trust among us operating in the industry. How I see the future of stores with pharmacies, I think NACDS's role is key with the government, with providers, and I think it's just imperative and super important that NACDS is the touch point for all of us to connect the dots and work within the framework of our industry.
Mm-hmm. And Lisa, maybe you could talk a little bit about what NACDS means to the supplier community.
Yeah, it's going to interestingly sound, similar, but from our perspective, NACDS provides tremendous value across the industry. They do help influence government through legislation efforts, and they really ensure that these retail chains, especially the ones with pharmacies, can continue to operate and really expand access and services for consumers and patients, which is so important to all of us. But in addition, as Scott was alluding to, and I haven't been to as many as you have, Scott, but I'll hopefully get there someday. They offer these really premier best-in-class venues like Annual, like Total Store Expo, that provide all of the industry stakeholders, a really effective, strategic, and operational way for us to engage across, retailers and suppliers. And so we really value those, but all in the service really of doing better for our consumers and patients. And I think it's a really purpose-driven industry that NACDS really puts a shining light on.
Mm-hmm. And I'd like to ask both of you, how have your specific organizations, the Emerson Group and Haleon, benefited from their association with NACDS?
We've benefited a lot just by being a part of this broader network of companies. These key stakeholders that we have regular access to, the type of speakers, that NACDS brings in and really raises all of our knowledge, and has us thinking always about, our role as an individual company, but also the big role in the macro environment. And I think they do a great job of really balancing that. They do these retail immersions, which we've been able to take part on in partnership with retailers, where you really go in deep and learn a market, for example. We've benefited from the Retail Advisory Board and the speakers and information that they bring to make sure that we're staying current, that we're being thought leaders as industry representatives. So there's just so much that they really do. And even during COVID, when so many things could have happened, they really took an interest and an intent to have these knowledge sessions to keep the industry connected. It wasn't easy, but I give them a lot of credit for really stepping up in hard times to do what matters in the industry.
I'm just thinking about it. And I used to work for Johnson & Johnson and Unilever. And when we started our company 30 years ago, I utilized NACDS, and I said a little bit earlier to build trust. And really, it helped us throughout the years, and it still does, launch our company. And, without the platforms of NACDS, I really wouldn't have a venue to talk to people about the offering our company has. Mm-hmm. So it's been like really key in the history of our company. It still is today.
Mm-hmm. And just a couple more questions for you guys. And Scott, maybe we'll stay with you. Why is this such an important moment? I mean, obviously it's the 90th anniversary, but I think the industry is in transition in a lot of ways. The whole world is in upheaval. Why is this such an important moment for the people involved in our business to come together and really support this association?
I think it's bringing the community together. And I could almost end my comment by what I just said. We need events like this, and there are many others, to kind of unify our thoughts and collaborate back and forth, because I really hate to lose, and I'll say it for the third time, our community, because it benefits everyone.
I think it's just important that we continue to really build the things that bring pride to this industry. And mm-hmm. Scott, it is about the community, and as automated as the world's going to be, as much generative AI as we're going to do, nothing is going to really replace the human relationships that connect people in business. And NACDS is an enabler of that. And they really help make sure that, the events like this are what hold us together, bring us together, and will keep us together. And I think that's how we get to that community, Scott. So totally agree.
That's a great point, Lisa. And there'll be no better opportunity for personal interaction than the NACDS 90th anniversary celebration in New York on December 13th. For those interested in attending, they should act quickly. We have a capacity of about 1,000, which we're rapidly approaching. There will be a barcode at the end of this video that you can use to access the registration materials. Scott and Lisa, thank you for your time. I certainly look forward to seeing you on December 13th here in the city.